Bum, 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 the theatre mom. Bum. Holly Lucas on her podcast.
That was incredible.
Thanks.
I'm going to keep that.
I thought you might.
Hi. Hi, everyone. That is my new theme tune, courtesy of my guest this week. Welcome back to The Theatre Mum, the podcast that shines a light on all the things you can do in this industry that aren't, you know, the ones you normally think of, like the West End, because there's loads of things you can do. So here we are. Now, I've actually got a great person here today. Here we go. We've been trying to get this in the diary since I actually started like 4 months ago. And
Has it been 4 months since you started the podcast?
It's been 4 months.
Wow.
It's taken this bloody long for us to do this.
But we were going to make it work, weren't
we make it work. So this creative angel is one of the hardest working people you'll ever meet. With so many strings to their bow that we can't even see them all. We met doing an immersive theatre production on a train, and since then they've been dancing their way around the country, sprinkling magic wherever they turn. It's Maya Waghorn. Hi.
Cue the canned laugh. The canned laughter, canned applause.
I mean, I could put canned laughter in if you like.
I mean, I meant applause. It's already going
Maya
on.
Waghorn.
That's my brain in a nutshell. Hello.
How are you?
Oh, a bit nervous. I'm good.
You're good but nervous.
I had little sleep. Had a very nice coffee with you earlier.
Yes.
Which makes me go wee crash quite quickly.
Uh-oh.
I'm on the crash.
Are we in the crash mode?
I'm in the crash mode.
So I'll start with some this or that questions.
This
please.
or that. Am I answering yes or no?
You can choose either or of these.
Okay.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Oh, I like both. I don't like to pick.
Don't make me choose.
I'm going to say I like both. Don't get me wrong, but if I have to choose, I'm favouring cats nowadays. Nowadays, yeah.
An unlimited supply of books or an unlimited supply of movies?
Movies. Yeah. Wish I could read.
You've done very well for yourself.
I did get through English Lit, I must say. So
made it through.
I can read, but it takes me a long time.
Tea or coffee?
Tea. Unless it's a fancy coffee.
Oh, fancy coffee. Teleportation or invisibility?
Oh, I love this question. Teleportation, because I'm always running late. At school, I was like, I live like a 10-minute walk away from my secondary school. And so I was like always running late, even 10 minutes, for a 10-minute away school. And I was like, if I just had a jetpack, I can literally see like my school from here. I could just yeet.
Pirate or a cowboy?
Cowboy? Yeehaw! I mean a queer cowboy, not an actual Wild West cowboy set in times when things were not great for many people in society. Is that a boy or a girl? Man, that's a cowboy. Isn't that t-shirt? One of them. But I do like a pirate as well. But I don't steal, promise.
Time travel to the past or to the future?
That's a leaf blower.
Oh, is that a leaf blower? That is the wildest leaf blower I've ever heard.
The leaf blowers of Watford. A
That
great.
sounds like a dance troupe.
Oh, I've been thinking of a name. Let's go with. Oh, let's look forward.
Yeah. Let's not look back anymore.
Let's look forward. I'll be terrified, but maybe also easy anxiety because I'll be able to see ahead.
Oh yeah.
But it's also I hate this or that because I hate binaries. You know this. I hate binaries.
You'll probably hate the next one as well. Pet dragon or a pet unicorn?
It's a unicorn.
You can take both if you want.
I will have you both. Thank you. I will have a unidragon.
Oh.
Take that.
Oh. There's a toy in there
Take
somewhere.
that, party.
Yeah. Would you go to Narnia or to Neverland?
Neverland.
Why do you reckon?
Because I am Peter Pan.
You actually are.
Well,
Peter
I
Pan.
was Wendy, and now I'm a Peter
And now
Pan.
you're Peter.
But I just think it's so magical.
Yeah.
The Disney. I loved being in it when I was younger. I was in the show, so I'd love to immerse myself in it again. I would just love. Well, I love the Peter Pan ride at Disneyland, so I would like to just experience that magic. I think. Yeah.
Be able to talk to animals or understand any foreign language.
I understand any foreign language because we can communicate with animals in the way that we can now.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, I would love to speak all the languages in the world. It would open you up to so many more things.
Yes.
And so many more people.
Bum, 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 bum. We're going to start at the very beginning. When did you start performing and what got you into it?
Okay. Back when I was a kid. Oh, my first show that was not in my living room was like a ballet show when I was 3 or 4.
Nice.
With Miss Picton.
Baby ballerina.
Yeah. The one that I really remember was when I was doing street dance when I was 5. And then I started, that was so sort of dance came first. And then I started doing theatre when I was finally of age, at the age 7 or 8.
You have been grafting.
I have.
For many a year now.
Yeah.
I've seen you doing loads of different types of creative work. Can you tell me about some of your favourite things that you've done in your career so far?
Oh, okay.
What are the first 3 that sort of spring to mind?
Okay. So doing my first show with the Maya Musical Collective, the MMC, is definitely a highlight. That was last year, and it will return, but it will look very different. Yes.
Making a comeback.
But that was insane because that is just having your own vision and bringing it to life and having other people support it and just seeing it all work and benefit people. And yeah, it's just the best thing ever because it was mine. And I got so much, I always say it brought me so much joy and power to make it. So definitely the MMC. Another recent one is the Goddexes of Beatbox.
Yes.
With SK Shlomo. SK Shlomo is a non-binary, neurodivergent beatboxing whiz, world record breaking, amazing human being who is finally creating this show with an all trans plus non-binary and any other gender non-conforming person. Yeah, and all that group singing and beatboxing ensemble, which I've been very lucky to be part of.
How did you get into
You didn't expect that, did you?
I mean, beatboxing is quite a curveball.
Yeah.
How did you get into that?
Arts Jobs. So on the Arts Council website, the directory on Arts Jobs had this call out for performers, and it just happened to be a job that was funded, and they've amazingly got some more funding so we can carry on the project. Great. Which is unbelievable. Obviously so many projects that we wish could continue can't, and that's the end of that work. But we're so lucky that this is going to continue into 2027. So yeah, I'm so excited about that. But I love, that's how I got into it. And I actually was a reserve for a long time, so I initially got a no. And then they said no, but we'd like to keep you as a reserve, potential swing potentially for these potential dates. Are you potentially available for these potential dates? And I went yes.
Whatever you want.
I really wanted to do it. Really wanted to do it. I loved the audition. Was like a workshop audition, and we were all just jamming and beatboxing and singing, and it was just so inclusive from the off. Other spaces can be, but nothing like this. And that was really special. So yeah, I was like, hello. Following up, do you still need me to keep these dates penciled? I'd love to be part of it. And eventually they said, yes, we'd like to have a chat with you to see if we can pick up and work with you.
Yes.
And for you to join us.
Not always a no,
No, exactly. So yeah, that was we've done an R&D together, and I've recently done a workshop with them because they've got like a youth project. So we were doing we were starting to build relationships with a youth group. And we now got the funding to go and play some festivals this summer, which I've never done before, and then hopefully turn it into something even bigger next year.
Is that a skill that you knew you had already, or did you see it on Arts Jobs and then you were like, hang on, let me just see if I can do it?
Well, even though it's beatbox, they were looking for singers as well.
Okay.
So we have beatboxers and singers, and people that can do both. Some that are more comfortable with the beatboxing, some that are more comfortable with the singing. Yeah, it's a diverse group definitely. Anyway, but also that everyone's got different skills within that. So I take on more of the dancey stuff.
Okay.
But I can do a mean trumpet. So I can do like if we're doing...
They've actually just whipped out a trumpet.
I did actually whip out a trumpet. They did, we did I Like It Like That by Cardi B as part of a medley. And I was just going... like that. And so I'm like, yeah. It's not Boots and Cats, it's actually p-t-k. It's a much more defined sound.
P-t-k.
So you go... like that. And the is like inward to make it a richer
sound.
Sounds
really back in there.
Yeah, so I have things like that, and we did things like, you know, funky guitars like chung chung chicka chung chung, and bow bow. I can do like the weird sounds basically, even if I haven't got all the different layers. Like some people are incredible in the group when they can do different layers at once using different parts of their mouth and their voice, so they can have like a bass going through whilst they're playing the melody at the same time. You know, so. That's not quite where I'm at, but I am more of the singer. So, but yeah, that was a very important project, not just because the show we're creating is one that I care about, but just because of the space that was created. You know, they had the funding to have an access producer who just made sure everyone was really taken care of. I'd never been in a space before where people were just able to just be. If they need to stim, if they need to go outside, if we need to just lie on the floor for a bit, if we want to just it wasn't even like the transness and the neurodivergentness that was so welcome and, you know, accepted and understood for the most part. Everyone's still on a learning journey, even within the community, but more than ever feeling like we can just be we're understood. But also just because of like me, like I think there were things that I often hold back about myself that I could just let out. Like I can let my whatever things I say, that I'm so cautious of how I might come across to people. I'm very sensitive of other people's feelings. But it was nice to go, do you know what, actually I think I can be myself and still do that. I don't have to hide certain things for fear of upsetting somebody. Like I can actually do both. I don't know, just different things like that. And I was just like, oh wow, this is nice. And I remember being really late one day, and that's always been a struggle of mine, and they were so understanding, and we got the work done. It was fine, and I'm always working on that. But it was like, actually don't worry, it's fine. It's all good. Come in when you're ready. Don't just jump in when you haven't warmed up. Go and warm up. Come and join us. Yeah. There was the facility for that. Oh, yeah. So nice. Oh my god, like endless reasons why that was a lovely project, and I can't wait to work with them again. How awesome. Yeah. And I've said to them, if there's anything like if there's anything that I do in my career, I'm so glad that I did this. You know. So definitely that one.
Oh, good.
So that's my second one. So that is MMC and the Goddexes of Beatbox. And the other one, what else has been a highlight? Gosh. Oh, so many moments, man. So many moments that I wouldn't count as a highlight as well. But
you got to go through those.
Yeah.
Those duds, you know. Not everything's for everyone.
Maybe it's just, having the opportunity to teach dances and have like my show dances in a show. So I've grown up at a wonderful dance school that I've worked at for a long time since graduating, and I've actually just loved the opportunity to give back and create the dances that I would have loved to have created or been in, and have them be put on a big stage in a high-tech theatre, and have them be received well, and you know, I've actually just loved that. And then seeing the young people grow.
Nurturing them.
But I remember doing we often for the kids' street dance, we base it on a film. And I've done lots of different ones. Last year we did Inside Out. And now that's quite tricky to do a Disney one because of the rights to use the songs. But also the songs in Inside Out are not very street dancey. No. So actually I just was like, how about that? Hear me out, principal. My rogue idea. How about we do 5 different songs for 5 different emotions, and then we just hope that the lighting and the children will express that well enough so that the audience will get that this is the anger section, this is the joy section. And she let me do it.
They're very trusting, aren't they?
Under certain conditions. But that was wonderful because that was such a bold idea that the school hadn't really done before, I don't think, in that way. And it just went down really well, and it was beautiful moving dance, I thought.
If you do say so yourself.
If I do say so myself. I cried, I don't know about anyone else. I didn't even cry, it just was moving. Anyway, so I think just having the opportunity to bring visions to life in spaces that I grew up in It's so cool to be able to have that impact on those spaces.
Full circle. And now I'd like to talk to you about TIE, i.e. Theatre in Education.
Oh, yes.
If people didn't know what that was, because I know you've dabbled in that as well. Didn't you do you did a tour with True Fit Collective?
You're so
right?
good. What an amazing stalker you are. Yeah.
Magical Minds, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Right, tell us about that show.
Magical Minds was a dance theatre show that we toured around schools in Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire. They do other tours in other places, but I was on the Hearts Beds tour, and we would do the show, half an hour long, and the show explored our emotions, and that we have ones that we might like and ones that we might not like, and they're all important, and they all help us along our journey. And making our fists
So
and
much
bringing it
meaning.
down like having a 90s boy band in our journey. And then we would follow that up with a workshop about emotions and how we can express them safely, and how that can be a really good thing. So it was an early intervention mental health project was the idea.
Very nice. Was that an interactive workshop afterwards?
Yes. Yeah. So I would make the children, what's this? It's a squishy ball. It's a stress ball. Correct. Let's pass it round and feel that. And how about we now physically become the stress ball? And
very
feel
High
how
School Musical of you.
Really?
There's a whole scene in High School Musical where they're in detention and the drama teacher, she makes them do the animals, and then she makes them all hold a ball and they have to do a funny noise or something, and then you have to pretend the ball's a basketball, but it's getting heavier and heavier.
Is that in the new High School Musical?
Well, it's in the theatre production that I've directed about 1 million times.
I bet you were Miss Darbus. Were you Miss Darbus?
No, I was the director.
Oh, amazing.
I was never in it, sadly.
That sucks. You've been an amazing Miss Darbus. Or,
I loved it. I was always a little bit hopeful that if that child is sick, I'll step in. Don't worry.
I was at High School Musical in year 8, I think. No, year 9, and I was one of the really bad auditionees. Were you? So I had to go, it's hard to believe that I could sing, and you were always right there next to beside me. Yeah. I won't speak Sharpay, but that'll do.
Fine.
And also Kelsey, but I couldn't play piano. I could, but not very well. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, we digress.
We digress muchly. So the workshops were under a framework called Dancing Mindfulness, which is a practice that somebody from America, I think, came up with. But the idea in general, in a nutshell, hopefully I get this right, is that this person who works in the world of psychology, works with clients, was discovering that talking therapy wasn't always helping in the way we wished it would.
Yeah.
Like talking therapy only goes so far, and actually a lot of trauma is held in the body.
Yeah.
So to expel that physically and express that physically can do more good for some people than just talking.
That is really interesting.
And trying to get to the root of the problem, etc. So I think talking therapy can be useful to some extent, but definitely that dancing and that sort of thing, movement, can be really helpful. So that was the idea. However, we kind of did tailor it to what each group of children needed. Obviously, everyone's very different, and some of them found it some of them really enjoyed dancing before we even got there. They were the cartwheel kids, if you like.
Can anyone do any tricks?
And some of them wouldn't be able to jump into that straight away, and so it would kind of be any other art form, creative means to express emotion, really, to feel better. So we looked at obviously different music, and we looked at drawing, just games, anything like that. So that was the idea. And then some schools that wanted to could then carry on working with us and do a teacher in residency. So I worked with one school for 5 weeks the following year who had received the Magical Minds project initially, and then we carried it on and did 5 weeks with certain groups of children that they wanted to be part of weekly workshops, who all had different needs and different stuff going on. And so then my job was to go hello and then just kind of meet them where they're at and try and support them. And sometimes I was told what the specific issue was that they wanted this child to have help with. Other times it was just like, they're just there as an after school club thing. So everyone was so different. So you never quite know the impact you have. But it was very much meeting them where they're at and going, from my judgment, not that I'm massively qualified, where do I think I could support you? And it really varied. But so that was the project. It was a dance theatre show, kind of like an assembly, length performance.
Yeah.
And then workshops, and then further schools would then, who wanted to, would continue working with us.
Very like drama facilitated sort of role,
Yeah,
I guess.
drama dancey. Yeah.
'Cause when I was at uni, we did an applied drama module, which was basically drama facilitating, and we had to go into different places, and it was like a 3-week stint in a place, and each week you'd do a different hour-long workshop or something, and you'd kind of go in with a plan, and then get there. And none of that plan happened because everyone had very different needs.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
You were going into different age groups. Like some of the groups went into care homes, so they were a lot older. The people they were working with. I had like an after school club with children with additional needs, and they were all ages from like 11 to 18, and you know, they would just come in and out of the room if they wanted to join in, if they didn't.
Exactly, you go in with a plan, and then you're very prepared to adapt that plan. And it was very much based on my personal judgment.
If you're a people person, absolutely, absolutely. The job for
I
you.
really liked it. I think I definitely have a mentoring streak, and I liked it. I
I think you have a very caring nature.
Yeah,
so
it worked really well for that project because my high empathy and like sensitivity towards that was really helpful. There was just a few kids that you could see more clearly that they were getting something out of it.
Yeah.
So there was one kid in year 3, and you know, I was like, you know, you can come chat to me after the workshop if you like. And after every lesson, they would come and talk to me because their grandma had passed away recently, because there was people not being very nice in the playground, and she was very affected by it. And I used the knowledge that I had, again, not an expert, not a therapist. It was kind of like art therapy, but I wasn't a qualified therapist. my judgment and my knowledge to kind of help that. So I would, you know, help try and talk about that grief, and then we wrote down we made a beautiful sort of piece of artwork with text. I was like, please write this down. Write down that grandma is always with you. It's just, even if you say goodbye to her physically, she's still there. All that kind of, you know, and just whenever like you are feeling rubbish, read that over and over. That was my way of helping her, and just letting her talk about it. And also with the playground stuff, people just seemed like they were just leaving her out of the group, and I said it was kind of like whatever I'd recently learned was what I passed on to the kid. So I was like, well, go to people that give you good energy. You know, if people are making you feel sad, they're probably not your people. If they make you feel happy, that's a good place to be. Yeah, kind of like, I work in energy, which I try to explain it to year 3. But yeah, just being like, do more things that bring you joy, and go towards the people that bring you more joy. And then by week 5, she brought with her a friend that I hadn't met before to this little after the class chat, and they sang to me. I was like, what would you like to do? Sing. So she came and she sang to me with her friend, and they sang Rock to Mom, it's the season of the sticks, and oh my gosh. Oh, sixth season.
Yes.
That's it. And oh my god, I nearly cried, because she had really, you know, I had said to her, like, what do you enjoy doing? Singing, okay. Like, if that brings you joy, do it, and do it with people who like to do it with you, and you'll probably feel better than if you hang out with people who are making you feel rubbish. And so she came over with this friend who she seems to really like hang out with, and they both sang this song to me, and I nearly cried because I was like, she's been through so much, and I was just like, go on, you can do this. And she was just like, you could just see her feeling stronger. I thought she seemed stronger anyway. Anyway, it's so funny. And then they sang this. Oh, it's so cute. They sang the song and they went, alcohol. And I was like, okay, cool.
This is what I've told you.
And then they came back, and then we sang Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. And I was like, yeah, let the anger out. Go on. Because baby, now we got bad blood. And it also made me emotional because, and I told them this, I was like, you guys make me cry. Because I was that kid who sang in the playground. Like, me and my friends would sing Taylor Swift songs. That's what I did. That's what we did as a thing that we enjoyed doing. We just literally stand there and sing.
And that's what you still do now.
That's what I still do now. It was just gorgeous, just to see her building some resilience and realising actually I can feel better. I can make those changes. I don't have to put up with those things.
Oh, aren't you a good person, aren't you?
We try. Nobody's perfect.
So these tours are quite different to doing, say, like a national tour or a UK tour or something like that, aren't they?
Yeah.
What is your sort of, give me like a day in the life on a tour such as that? What would your day look like?
Oh, okay. So that tour was different to a tour that we've both done on a different job. So this tour was only on Thursdays at different schools. And I would just commute every Thursday to a different school. Most of the schools were not near me, and I don't drive. I think it's much harder to do a tour like that when you don't drive.
Yeah, public transport
Yeah.
is not always our friend.
Yeah, especially in Hertfordshire, because in Hertfordshire, if you want to drive somewhere, it might take 40 minutes. If you get the train, it takes an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh my God.
So I was to get to a school for 8:30 maybe, for like, and then set up, and then probably be doing assembly by 9:30 or 10. So let's say we get there for 8:30, so I'd be waking up at 5. Oh yeah, get some breakfast on the go, and rush my train normally, and go on the train, get to the school for 8:30. Sometimes the school wanted to see our DBSs. Always bring one with you.
Yes.
An ID. Sometimes they would not, depending on how vigilant they were.
Yes.
But we'd get into the school, we'd get our passes, dip, pop in your visitor details, get a nice little sticker that you can keep as a memento. That strange picture of me is going in my scrapbook. And then you hopefully be shown where the toilets are and where the hall is. Hopefully we're given a hall. And then we'd set up and we'd take on different jobs. So I think someone would sort out the music. Someone would put the setup. Someone would tie the balloons. Someone would make sure props are in the right places. Or like they would like, does this look all right? And then you'd be out front going, yeah, or no, move it a bit. And then hopefully we'd have a bit of time to warm up. I don't think I don't think we had that much time. I think we fed that back, and we did try and get some more warm up time. But obviously that meant arriving earlier. So it depends how you feel. Just a quick stretch is probably all you could do.
Oh, kids coming in. Quick.
Couple of kids coming in and out. Hello, you're in a downward dog. What is that? Someone was very good in my team, and she just put on like a yoga video. So she just put her earphones in. We were doing whatever. Put her earphones in and just do like a 15-minute yoga or a 10-minute yoga, and that seemed to set her up quite well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, everyone had their different ways of doing things. I introduced vocal warm-ups because it was a dance theatre show, and people in my class were dancers, but the show had dialogue in it. And so you had to be heard over all these children.
Yeah,
and, so
and they're not quiet in primary school either.
Oh, no. Unless they're like being stared down by their teachers and there's no personality whatsoever. Which you don't want either, you know. No. And so I introduced vocal warm-ups for the group as well. So I got them to do all kinds of funny things I hadn't done before, like going whilst being in child's pose or something. But that just kind of, so I was like, I'll do that. I'll help out with that, because a lot of them didn't know how to do that. So that's where my multi-talented skill set comes into play. Multifaceted. Trying to balance all these things. But yeah, that's where it came into play. So then we do that, and then suddenly before you know it, the kids are coming in, and you're behind the set, and you're hearing them all, and you're hearing the vibes. And you go, oh, it's going to be a loud school. Oh, this is a quiet school. Oh, that teacher was
a bit tired this morning.
Well, that teacher was a bit harsh on them. They can talk, it's fine. You know, all these things. Get the odd kid that
pokes their head round the side.
And you go, oh, no. But yeah, and then you do the show. You might get a teacher introduction going, hello, boys and girls. And they go, good morning. And we've got a special treat today. You know, all that stuff. And then we do the show. And then hopefully they enjoyed it. And then they'd all go to different rooms, back to their class, basically. If we had workshops, and then we'd be like, right, we're going to have year 6 first, and we're going to have year 3. And hopefully all the teachers bring their classes in on time. But I think it really varied. So sometimes it was, often it was multiple classes at once. So because there were 4 of us, Kasha, who runs the company, and then me and 2 other performers, we would maybe pair up and do 2 workshops at once in different rooms, or we do all our own ones. And we did both, we did those things. And then you have a teacher in there, hopefully, who's supporting you. And then you would we had some feedback forms for the teacher to fill out. And then we'd bring it back. And we'd sign out and go.
Pack it all down.
Go.
Only one a day?
Yes, for that tour, 1 a day. And then after that, because I was still doing all my other part-time work, I would then go in after, so 5 o'clock in the morning start, do the show, and then probably go to my reception job in the evening. And then work there until 9.
Pegging your eyes open.
Yeah. And again, it's like 5 a.m. start is not the end of the world if it's your routine and you're used to that sleeping pattern. If you're getting enough sleep and it's your sleeping pattern, it's okay. But because I was managing all this other work as well, it would be like a late Wednesday night and then an early start.
A really early Thursday.
Yeah, and that was the hard bit.
Yes.
And I couldn't sleep on the train.
We both worked on another one at separate times, and it's a similar sort of setup, except you wouldn't have workshops to do, but you would turn up, set everything up, do the show, take it all down, and then you'd go and do at least one other one It was either
Yes.
it was either for us 2 a day in different primary schools or in different halls, and sometimes it would be 3 a day. I think it was 6 days a week we did that. It's a lot more energy draining,
and you're
for
living
that
and
one.
working with 2 other people away from home, so the intensity is massive.
It helps if you all get on, obviously.
Oh,
But unfortunately, not everyone always does, but
No.
you just sort of have to make do with what you've got. So it's the sort of thing that it's really hard work doing those sorts of tours. And it's not for
Really
everyone, but
hard.
I think it's a good thing to try and do so you know whether it's for you or not.
Yeah, some people loved it. I think be aware of whether it's an equity contract,
Yes.
and also what we were talking about earlier is actually you don't have to put up with things if they are affecting you mentally and physically.
Yes.
It is not unprofessional to say, actually, I'm not well on this job. I'm not happy on this job. This job isn't treating me properly. I want to leave, please. And that is okay.
Yeah, you're not going to get blacklisted from everything just because you're unwell. I found when I was younger, I very much felt like if I had said yes to something, I had to do it because I would be letting so many people down if I pulled out. And there were some jobs I did that I wish I'd just stepped back, but I saw them through, and mentally they pushed me off a cliff, you know. Whereas having then done those jobs, though, I'm a lot more resilient now, and I know what my boundary is, because I also did another tour similar, but it was a one-woman one, and that was going into care and residential homes, and but that was 3 a day, and that was me travelling around in my car by myself. So it was quite lonely because you're just on your own. You're going into all these venues and seeing people, obviously, but it's just you, so all the responsibility is on yourself to get everything right.
That's really, really tough. Oh my gosh.
But because it was my first professional job performing, I was like, oh, I've got to do it because I need it on my CV.
Yeah, I need the credit, exactly.
Yeah, I gotta get those credits.
Yeah, and you do build that experience. But yeah, I think I unfortunately had to learn it a hard way. But the silver lining is that I think I'm a very empathetic person, and I'm very warm, and I give a lot of people I give people a lot of grace. but I will not be doing that again to my expense. No. And noticing quicker when I feel disrespected, which was quite hard to do as someone with slow processing who was very sleep deprived on that job. Very hard to process all that, and also not quite realising that I didn't have to put up with certain things.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the learning is actually you find those boundaries. You find your non-negotiables.
Yes.
What I will and will not put up with again.
Yes.
And that's a very good thing to learn.
Yes. I would say the pay on those sorts of jobs is okay. It's not the best, or probably I would say even minimum wage. And I think sometimes they get away with it by paying for accommodation for you and saying, well, this is your subsidiary, we're paying for your accommodation.
There's lots about that, isn't there? How companies cut corners and try and beat the system a little bit. I think just make sure it's an equity contract. I think that's a very good idea, and equity guidance is always there if you need it. I think that's good. But a lot of panto companies, especially, there was a big panto survey from Equity recently because of such poor conditions across the industry, and they're trying to rectify all that. So many panto companies are worse than the ones that we worked for in terms of their pay and their conditions.
Yes.
Yeah. But there are plenty of good ones.
Yes,
but
I don't think it's all bad doing those jobs. It's just
you can learn so many good skills.
Some people love doing it, and some people it's not for them. It's not for me. I've done 2. I tried to give it a second go. Yeah, it's still not for me, and now I know for definite.
Yeah, and that's okay. And then you know your non-negotiables and your boundaries and what you want to do, which is the whole point of why we do this. Why are we doing all this stuff?
I just want to turn up at a theatre and everything's done, and I don't have to do the heavy lifting and putting speakers up and learning how to do sound and lighting, and I like to try my hand at a lot of things, but I also like having some energy at the end of the day to have a life outside of performing.
And that is very okay.
Now, moving on, you've run some workshops at Watford Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
Stop it, everyone play together.
Stop it! Everyone play together.
Tell me about those.
Yes.
What were they?
Oh, so I've had the idea for a long time to run play shops for adults. Adults, it doesn't matter if they have had drama experience or not, but everyone's welcome to just play games and, just to play, really. At uni, I was introduced to the idea of play and why it's important, why it's good for us and important for us. It's, even as we get into adulthood, especially as we get into adulthood and life becomes more serious and stressful, and a lot of adults check out of play.
The child in them sort of
like the idea
squashed.
of I can't I'm not a child anymore, I can't do this,
I can't go out wearing a ball gown.
I know, but they think they can't do it anymore. But also some adults never had a childhood like that, so for everyone, it's not actually getting in touch with their inner child for everybody. It might be that they never actually got a chance to do that, and so they're discovering it for the first time. So I was introduced to play workshops at the end of my uni by a wonderful person called Anthea Moyes, I think her name is, and we did lots of cool games, and I was like, this is cool. Play is very important and very good for us. And then I was like, I'd love to run my own workshops. And then I came across this artist called David Bellingham, who has a piece of artwork called Stop It, Everyone Play Together. And I loved the artwork. It's so simple. And David very kindly sent me loads of free prints of his artwork, including that. And I asked if I could use that artwork as our branding. And he's very kindly, again, let me do that for free. So big props to David Bellingham for the inspiration, because I was like, this would be my poster if I did these workshops. And then the Watford Fringe Festival presented the opportunity to run workshops, and I did it for the first time last year. I was like, gonna go for it, gonna do it. And so I ran 3 workshops that were an hour long with adults, some who I knew, some I didn't know, some theatre people and some not. And we just played drama games and let them just enjoy that and see how they found it. So we played things like Grandma's Footsteps and
my God, I've not played that.
Some games were so simple, like games that they might have played as children. Some games that were very drama games, like we did this game called I don't know what you'd even call it, but it's basically everyone picks an animal. I'm a bunny, and I'm going to go bunny to snake, and then snake goes, I'm a snake to monkey, and monkey to giraffe. But you do it to a piece of music that speeds up. You have to do it to time with the music. Most amazing icebreaker ever. Sometimes we did things like I used my dancing mindfulness as inspiration, and we did more things that were drawing. So like some people would get up and dance or move around, and then people would kind of draw an interpretation of that. We used bubbles, we used gymnastics ribbons. We did a visualization at one point, which is based off of a clowning workshop that I did. I also did a bit of clowning. So
that does not surprise me.
2023, I went on a clowning retreat with an amazing company that are from Liverpool called Ugly Bucket Theatre. I saw their show Good Grief at the Edinburgh Fringe in 2022. Unreal, amazing, like using clowning to explore grief. Amazing. And clowning is, how would you describe clowning? Basically play. Just playing. So from them I was a bit inspired as well, and we did this visualization in my workshop, which was kind of visualizing your playground, really, your own playground. What does it feel like, look like, what things are in it, is somebody else there? Do you want to go play with them? Not in a sexy way, but just full disclaimer, adult play shops is not, that's not what I'm looking for here. But and that was that worked. Different things work for different people, as these things always do. So you're facilitating and going, these are my offerings, what do you think? And some people will respond well to certain things. They're moved by certain things, they feel uncomfortable with certain things, but it's okay. Like, it's just a safe space to explore that. And if you want to be like, hey, not for me, that's cool, but most of them took part in everything, and it was just really cool, and I'm going to bring them back.
To the Watford Fringe this year. And then I'm about to leave my part-time reception job, which I've been at since I graduated. Oh my God.
Which is big. And I'm going to just throw all these self-employed ideas that I have at the fan and see what sticks. And I'm going to see if it's financially viable for me to run a regular session of the adult play shops.
Yes. I've literally just got made redundant from my safety job, which I've been at for like 4.5 years.
New things to come, though.
I know, but also I'm currently in a position where I have enough like voiceover and other performing work lined up that I'm not in a panic about it, which is most unusual feeling.
Wow. I
feel like I'm okay till September. Okay.
So you've got a bit of time. That's
got
nice.
a bit of time. And last year's the first year I've ever had where I've had performing work lined up for the entire year.
It's incredible.
Which, that's taken 20 years.
That is
come the fuck on.
huge feat. A huge feat. So there is a bit of time to be made redundant. Maybe it's now. And things happen for a reason.
Exactly. And I have been considering, probably for about 2 years at various points, I don't want to do this job because it's so mind-numbingly dull sometimes. But it was my safety net of I know what I'm getting each month from that job, and it pays my bills. And now I'm like, oh no, that's my bill payer. Now my fun jobs have to be my bill payers. Don't tell my car insurance. They don't like that.
Like, I think in this economy at the moment, like, so many people I know in all different industries are being made redundant.
Yeah, it's because I'm in marketing and the writers are always the first to go.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. But yeah,
should have picked an easier industry. The Maya Musical Collective, was that at Watford Fringe last year?
It was.
What made you want to put that on? Explain to us what it is.
I started doing solo musical theatre singing concerts at the Watford Fringe. So I graduated in 2022 from a degree that was not musical theatre at all.
What was your degree in?
Drama and theatre arts. A degree that was academic, so it was mostly theory and lots of different practical modules, and we looked at performing but also loads of other fields within theatre, so kind of a bit like what your podcast is, really.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like what my uni degree was as well.
Yeah, okay.
That was very theory, but I did drama and creative writing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so some of my friends did drama and English and similar, and creative writing. Yeah, so I did that, and so I came out of drama school. It wasn't drama school.
I wish.
Came out of my degree and the pandemic wanting to perform, despite having explored everything else. Because that was always what I wanted to do.
Love those pandemic graduations.
I was very lucky. I came out the year after. I was at uni during it.
Oh God, I don't know what's worse.
But yeah, so I was then pursuing musical theatre, which is something I've always wanted to do, and did growing up at my youth theatre and everything. I did musical theatre things in drama societies. So yeah, so this was me like being like, let's do stuff. I find singing very challenging because it's mostly a solitary activity to maintain, and it requires me to put time aside in my day to go and practice and like self-discipline myself to work on it.
Yeah.
A dance class I find more accessible for the way that I work because you book onto a class, you're held accountable for going to that class, therefore.
You paid for it.
Yeah, and you're surrounded by everybody else and you're with an instructor, and so you kind of have much more motivation to do the work, really. But yeah, singing I found harder, so I was like, I need something to work towards. And I need show footage and, all that stuff. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to start doing concerts. So from 2023 to 2024, I did solo musical theatre concerts that went down incredibly well. It was insane. Like, I was so nervous for my first one. I had no idea how it would go. No idea if I was that good compared to, what you're up against in the industry. Most amazing singers,
You can't compare yourself. Stop it. You're not meant to.
No. Thank you very much. Interesting perspective.
No one sounds like you.
What do you mean? But yeah, so they were incredible for helping me build my rep and getting me to keep singing and keep practicing and perform. After the second solo concert, I was like, I have so many ideas for duets and group numbers. I would love to do this with friends of mine who I want to work with. And I was quite inspired by a group that I'm part of called In Good Company, which is a musical theatre singing ensemble which my singing teacher set up and invited me to be part of. And that's something I do every year, and Wednesday nights I'm always singing with them. And so I was quite inspired by how she produces the shows for that group that go on at Watford Fringe. And I suppose, I just was like, right, if I'm going to do it, let's do it then. I was having a bit of a let's do it year. Come on, 2025,
Nice.
let's do it. I was like, doing the workshops. I'm going to do the Maya Waghorn Collective, which I didn't really have a name for until I had to do the application form.
And went, oh, what do I put down?
I do, as most people do. But yeah, and then I got in touch with friends, some who you know, some that I've worked with on jobs, some that are from school, people everyone who was trying to make it in at some stage in their career in musical theatre, and we put on this show, and it was mostly singing, but there was also some dance in there. Everyone did a solo, and everyone did a duet with me. My track was quite crazy, but it's because I had all these ideas that I just wanted to do.
Yeah.
So for that show, it was like, right, I've always wanted to do this song. Can I do it with you? I've always wanted to do this song. Can I do it with you?
Yeah.
And also sometimes it was them going, oh, what about this song? And they brought it to me.
Yeah.
I think it was mostly my ideas. But you know, their ideas in terms of like how we went about it, you know. And then we did a couple of group numbers as well. We put on this whole cabaret, I suppose, this whole showcase, and it was amazing. And I just loved it. It was most of my spare time, so I definitely burnt out from it, and that's why I'm not doing it this year. Because when I do it again, I want to approach it differently.
Okay.
Just I wanted to see if what I had aimed for with the MMC project, i.e. furthering us in our careers, would actually happen. So I wanted a bit of time to see if this year that happens, but also just a bit of a break to focus on other things and then return to it again. And it will look very different because it will be a dance show.
You've done all your duets. There's some dances you want to do now.
But yeah,
nice.
And we the aim of it was to invite industry people and, you know, as well as family and friends, and make some sort of profit. We made a digital version that I put on Patreon to try and raise more money and get it out to more people. More clips of it will soon be on social media. Everyone can use it for their show reels and their self-promotion, which we very much need. You need content.
Yeah.
Now more than ever, you need content.
Yeah.
So I had the facility to be able to do that for others and for me, so I did.
And also, being in Watford, I find the casting directors are probably more likely to be able to come and see you because it's more local to London.
I didn't know.
It doesn't matter. Because
There are
I've invited people before, but it would be things in Norfolk, and they do reply, which is lovely of them.
Yeah.
But of course, it's 2 hours away, so I don't expect them to. But
well, as far as I know, not that many industry people came, apart from like friends. You know, there's one producer who is Watford based, who I already knew, who just actually didn't even know it was happening, but just happened to be there on the day. He just came and popped in. So
nice.
there's things like that, and then obviously I told people about it.
Of course.
So it's a way to.
And actually, because you've got a digital thing, there is something you could use to send to.
Have I got round to sending it to everyone?
No, but it's there for when you know want to approach a casting director. You can say, "I'm putting on this year. Here are a couple of videos from last year's."
Yeah, and it has been quite handy.
Go on.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's content, and it's like, here are the highlights from the show that I made, and I think people really picked up on it in terms of, you've made this thing. So even if they didn't see the show or watch the show, people seemed very interested in it and impressed by it, that I had made this thing. And it gave me something to talk about. Like, I was away from my dance training for a few months because I was swamped with the show, and I came back, and then like they were like really quite amazed that I put this on.
you did it.
And there are people in the industry.
Yeah.
One was a casting director, one was a choreographer, and they were like, wow, this is really amazing that you've done this.
Also another skill to add to
Yeah.
your ever-growing CV.
I've realised
Producer.
that I like to produce my own stuff.
MC, thank you.
So cool. I think it was actually, it got a lot of attention, even if people didn't see it. And I think when you're putting on your own stuff, if it's fringy, you have to unapologetically message everybody.
Yeah.
I messaged you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I sent out so many direct messages to probably hundreds of people.
But you don't know who would pick it up.
You don't know who would pick it up.
You know, someone might just happen to be free.
Yeah. You get some people who leave you on red. That's fine. You get people that come, people that can't come but wish you really well, people that can't come but wish you well but ask, how are you? And then you kind of kickstart those connections, which is also very, 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 very useful. And nice. So there's more, in more ways than one, can something like that be positive.
Yes. But it's like with auditions, people say it's like every 1 in 100 you'll get a yes. So you just have to message 100 people. And one of them may come along. So you
honestly,
just never know.
And that's, you know, that's 10 quid in your pocket.
Exactly.
That was worth it, wasn't
Was
it?
it expensive to put on?
It's we made a profit.
Did you? Very good.
And I mean, as in like 6 months of work for the performers, and then about a year's long amount of work for me and the producer. And I got 80 quid. And that was the highest anyone got. Most people got about £25. So we made a profit. We weren't in a loss.
No.
But people weren't paid.
Share,
people were not paid properly. And I would like to get some funding so that next time people are. That's very important to me. Because we do so much unpaid work or low paid work.
Yeah.
And we just deserve to be paid.
That does not pay my bills, guys.
No. But the prices were like, I was like, let's value it, but let's make it accessible. And we had a concession price, and but I think one of the reasons why I did it was because I had certain connections already that would help with costs. So someone who's wonderfully filmed both of my concerts for free, even though I insist on paying them. Yeah. And it's like high quality, and he helped me edit it. He did it for free again for us. So everyone could use all this footage for free. I didn't pay him a penny for his help with the editing. He just is somebody in our local community who does a lot for the arts and just wanted to help. And yeah, so lucky to have him. Had a photographer who was like a friend of a friend, and he did it for the price that we could afford. So I still paid him, but it was not what he would typically charge. And the digital download meant we had an extra 100 quid for the whole project.
Very good.
So things like that, and then just trying to keep. We managed to reimburse everybody actually. So we were able to reimburse everybody for the things that they spent money on that were like rehearsal spaces or costume pieces, not travel unless they specifically needed us to do that. So someone was like, I can't get to the dress rehearsal without support. So I was like, fine, we'll cover that for you. So there was a bit of that. There was rehearsal spaces and that sort of thing that I was able to reimburse everybody for. Reimburse myself for a lot of those things as well. So we reimbursed everybody and had a little bit of profit for everyone. So I'm proud of that.
Well done. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to put on your own work.
Thank you. Not bad for a first rodeo. I hope to make more and have more for people.
Yes. And now you will have probably learned lots from doing that first round, which will help you then with your next project. Yeah. With MMC. You also did some work with a charity as a dance facilitator, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Seen and Heard?
Correct. Seen as SCEN.
Yeah.
Seen and Heard, yeah.
What's that like?
Oh, fantastic. They're a brilliant charity that I've wanted to work for a very long time. It's run by someone called Roz, who is a family friend. And we went to see one of their shows when I was younger. And I was like, oh, I want to do this. And then my dad was like, I don't think you can, because you don't live in Somerstown in Camden. So Seen and Heard is a playwriting charity, you could say. And they have professional actors performing the plays that have been professionally directed and costume designed and dramaturged, but they are all written by children. So imagine a professional team putting on a play that a child has written.
Yes.
Which does absolute wonders often for self-esteem.
Yeah.
And that's the project. And so
what a fun project.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. God. They work with children and families in Somerstown, Camden, which is one of the most deprived areas in London. And I think their doors are open, but I think perhaps some people get referred via schools or other community groups. Their main focus is the playwriting courses and then putting on shows every term. And there's like different stages. So some playwrights have been with them since they were like 9, and they go on to their like, I think, secondary school age or whatever. And then what's really sweet is that it's been running for so long that some parents of the children were also child playwrights, which is really cool. But they also run a creative arts week in the summer, where they put on a play that the children have written, but they also have like a dance facilitator come in, dance specialist, as I was very generously called, to come in and do the dance elements for the show. And they just have other facilitators come in to like on a pastoral level, to support the children during the week, to play with the children, interact with them, keep them engaged in the activities. My role was all the dancey stuff in the piece, which was not a lot, just a bit of hot to go because it was set in a cafe.
Of course it was. That was in every panto ever last year.
It was really cute. They had coffee cups. You can take me high. And on the word hot, they tip their heads back and they sip the coffee, and then go. They bring their cup back down, and a few other things.
Yeah.
And then I would also just be one of the general facilitators. And then when I wasn't doing my dancey bits, I would just be playing with the children, supporting them, sorting out their lunches, all that jazz. But it was a very nicely paid job and a very, very lovely job. Sometimes you do jobs where you are working with children and you are the only person in the room of 30 or plus with all kinds of different needs.
Yeah. And
sometimes at Seen and Heard, there's about 25 children, but there's 5 facilitators at any one time.
What so bliss.
It was absolutely lovely.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they were a team that really, really cared about the children. And some of those children, they just met for that summer week. Some children they had known through all the playwriting work and courses and stuff. So yeah, it was a privilege to be part of that, and it's just joyous project, just positive project, and that self-esteem and mentoring, I suppose, as well throughout the whole week. And just lovely. Put on a show for the parents at the end, have a garden party.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so yeah, just really wonderful that company has such funding and support and patrons and things to be able to keep running it, and they've got this beautiful space now that they didn't have before. Anyway, so how did I get into that? So, so I saw the show as a kid, and then when I was doing my A-levels, I did an EPQ. Basically, it's an extra thing you can do alongside your A-levels. I didn't complete it, but I did quit it because it was just too much workload. But whilst I was doing it, my project was the benefits of drama and the arts. Of course I was. And as part of that, I went and interviewed lots of people, including Roz, and I got to interview her at their theatre in their old office space and find out more about the charity. And I was like, oh, this is so inspiring. I really want to work with you. And they have volunteer professional actors. So I was like, maybe one day, when I'm a professional actor, I will volunteer. And so I did apply to be a professional actor volunteer. Went to the volunteer meeting. She went, to tell you the truth, we've got plenty of volunteers, but we need someone who does dance. Fancy doing that? And so actually they offered me paid work. So you never know where these things go.
You don't know. Networking, and it's so important. You also teach dance classes as well, don't you?
Yes.
Who do you teach? What sort of things do you teach?
I mostly teach teeny weeny people how to boogie.
Oh yeah.
So the two classes that I have been running, I've mostly been teaching 2 to 4 year olds.
Oh, little teeny
the tots
weeners.
Dance class, and 5 to 7 year olds in street dance. But I cover a lot of classes at that dance school. So I have taught teenagers tap and commercial and hip hop and locking, which is a different street dance style, and I've taught adult basic contemporary and basic tap. I've helped teach we have like a boys only class, and they mostly do like lots of tricks, which I don't know how to teach, but I will facilitate that for them.
Yeah.
I'll lead the warm up. I'll lead conditioning, so I'll get them to do circuit training. I'll help teach them hip hop foundations and facilitate battles and ciphers. So ciphering is when you are in a circle and everyone goes in and dances and shares, and book choreography. So yeah, I've helped facilitate that class. But yeah, so lots of things like that. I teach somewhere else that is drama, dance and singing, and the dancing there is very different. So yeah, you have to learn their dance and teach their dance in their way.
Right.
Very different place. Yeah, where else have I taught? I taught in Birmingham when I was there at uni, and I spent a little bit of time just working with the Northfield Arts Forum, doing street dance workshops in a park and just going, fancy a dance, and just doing free dance classes in a park.
Oh, nice.
That was cool. and then I did some shadowing with a company called Motion House, who are based in Leamington Spa in the Midlands, in the West Midlands, I think. They had classes for young people in contemporary, their specific contemporary style, and also they had a 60s plus dance class with all different kind of abilities, and it was kind of inclusive to that, and it was followed by tea and cake, which is lovely. So basically all kinds.
My mother-in-law is in a dance class which is for older people, and she is, I can't say her real age because she'd tell me off, but she's over 80, shall we say. But she still goes to those dance classes. They put on performances, they go into like the ballet schools in London. She goes every bloody week. Brilliant. And then they all go for lunch at Wetherspoons after.
What a lovely social thing to do.
Yes.
No, it's brilliant to hear. And my mum has been dancing with me at my local dance school since 2007. So she was a dancer growing up, and then the founder of my dance school encouraged her to get back into it after she had children. And so we grew up doing dance shows together. And my mum still dances and does the shows at the schools I work at. And she's just turned 29 plus 31. And whenever I get so many, I'm mostly receptionist at that school. The amount of inquiries we get from especially older women being like, what's the age demographic? Am I too old to come to this class? Or I haven't danced in years. I've got this issue and this issue. Can I come? And I'm like, yes,
please,
just come. You know, and I sometimes I throw in. My mum still does it, and and anyone can and should feel very welcome to.
You go to dance classes yourself as well, don't you? Though
many.
How important is it for you to keep doing that rather than just teaching it?
I am a dancer.
Take that.
And you have to keep training.
I just teach on the side. You do. The training's not over.
No. Some people say to me, "Why are you still training as a dancer? You're already really good."
God, but you'll lose it.
And
if
I'm
you
like,
stop.
you have to be an athlete, so you have to keep up your fitness.
Yeah.
And there's so much that I still don't know.
Yeah.
And there's so many skills that I still don't have to be in such a particular demanding industry.
Have you got a favourite style?
Oh, I have to get asked this. Changes a lot.
Depends on the season.
It does, and like I'll be like, oh, I'm such and such a dancer, and then I'll do a class that does something else. I go, oh, I love that. That's so me. So, oh my gosh, favourite style. I'm a street dancer. And what I mean by that is I do a lot of different things under the street dance umbrella.
When people go accepting of many things.
When people go, I do street, I go, what kind? And they can't tell me, which is another conversation entirely. But so that includes hip hop, and to some extent includes commercial, and house and locking and whacking and lots of things like that. But there's also something called jazz funk, which I believe was quite big in the 80s and 90s, the Janet Jackson era, if you will. That was jazz, but funky.
Let's mix it up.
with groove and a sense of cool. Not that jazz isn't cool, but it has this sense of cool and grooviness and bold performance. And I really, really dig that.
Is that what Funk of the Future?
No.
Is that what do they do? Because you were at Move It, weren't you? With them?
I was, yeah. So Funk of the Future. So when we talk about funk styles within the street dance world, funk styles include things like locking and popping. Lots of things taken from disco, from Soul Train era, that kind of time. There's so much in the history that I'm always still learning. So you'll have like hip hop and that sort of thing, but then funk is different. Funk is obviously a different flavour. It's groovy. It's soulful. That is very much a bit of me, and it's very, very much a happy place. So Funk of the Future are a locking group, but they mostly just did locking. That is still their main style, but they now explore and do lots of different street dance styles as well.
What's it like performing at Move It?
Well, I have performed like in the after show of Move It. I have I've not performed on Move It main stage as part of Move It, which a lot of people do, and that's like
is it mostly
quite a staple thing.
Yeah, is it mostly for dance schools
Yeah,
do
they
the
have loads of
performances.
colleges.
Yeah.
So it's a great way for colleges to like promote themselves and to give their students a chance to perform. So loads of colleges, lots of community companies, professional companies, and then what I was doing was move it for this year. It was the first year they had their own championships.
Oh.
So we were performing as part of the championship. So we had to apply and we were selected to be part of the championships, which is something to pat yourself on the back for.
Yeah, right.
But yes, we were there. We didn't win. We don't normally win the championships. But we were still on main stage at Move It, just not during the main Move It event.
That doesn't matter.
So what can I tell you about what was it like? It was noisy and very cool. And we were judged by Arlene Phillips and
Arlene
and Cisco Gomez.
Oh my god!
Some people were very excited about Abby Lee Miller from Dance Moms.
Oh my god!
I don't know her very well. Someone called Kumari Suraj, who's very big in the racking community, and other choreographers as well. I think potentially Tasha Guri, who was on Strictly Come Dancing, was a judge. Anyway, not that I was fangirling or anything about any of that. No, I'm very, very good with that. But yeah, the main stage is actually quite small. The feedback from the speakers wasn't great. But I enjoyed the experience.
What is it? The West End thing that they do in London every year in Trafalgar Square. That
West
free
End
event.
Live.
That's it.
Yeah,
the thing that always comes back from the performers is the sound is not great.
It was tricky. The speakers were facing out, I think,
hard.
and there wasn't enough a techie word for
monitors.
when you can hear,
like the floor monitors you need. Yeah,
something like that. So the performers can hear as well as the audience can, I think, something like that. Anyway, but no, it was a day, and
it was a day.
I don't know. I wasn't a I wasn't a dance comp kid. Some kids grew up doing competitions and bless their parents, and they had wonderful times. A lot of the kids had great times. I know people who did that growing up and who did it at uni and stuff. I did a little bit of it at uni, but it was in lockdown, so it was just basically filming a dance and sending it in. You know, we didn't travel to comps and meet other groups and stuff.
Wait around for 8 hours until
the
trophy handing out.
Oh my god, yeah. But it's been a nice thing to do. It's just been a chance to perform. I just see it as a chance to perform, and I care about. I'm interested in the feedback we get from the judges, but I also don't care in that I'm just there to perform and enjoy myself and have a great day out with a really nice bunch of people. Funk is a lovely, lovely group.
Making a little U-turn now.
Yeah.
You also choreographed a music video, didn't you?
I did.
You did. So it's called My Girls Love Me Better by Harley Moon Kemp. How did this happen?
Well,
how did this come about?
You know, it's all
just another little.
So Harley also went to my local dance school, but before my time. So she was one of the early dancers there.
Okay. When
it kind of first started, I believe, and then she stayed in touch with the founder, who no longer works there, but I know her. I'm still in touch with her, and she has 2 daughters who I'm still friends with. So it was actually this is so funny because you think about all these industry connections you make, and actually this connection was just from my local school. You know, and I'm there. I'm still connected to it because it's my part-time safety job, which is really interesting. But yeah, so one of the daughters is at uni, and as part of her fashion course, was creating her a music video that she would then style and direct and everything. I went to do this music video, which is my first ever music video, and I've always wanted to do it. So it wasn't a pay job; it was just a favour for her, and I was thrilled to be part of it. And she asked me, it was like my dream music video. I get to just like wander around in cool clothes with headphones in, you know, and be. It was like my dream. It was great. Main character energy. And then Harley, who her background is in filming, so she helped with like different camera angles and ways we could film it with the gimbal and stuff, and obviously was happy for my friend to use her song. So I just met her there, and then was like, if you ever looking, she was like, I was like, maybe I'll see you again one day. She goes, yeah, you know, I might be needed dancers soon, so yeah, let's keep in touch. And then she reached out a couple months later, I think, and was like, hello, I'm looking for a choreographer. I'm looking for a choreographer and a dancer. What are your rates? And I was like, rates? I don't know how many rates are.
What rates?
What rates? So yeah, so then Yeah, I got another dancer on board who I train with. We had a short turnaround. I remember, obviously juggling everything else at the same time. I think I choreographed it on the train the night before.
I was going to say, what was your process for on the train?
I listened to it lots and I had gathered ideas.
Yeah.
But then I put some stuff together.
Yeah.
And then we had a rehearsal for it. And I was like, oh, okay. I was in my black running jacket and my really nice Adidas
my serious
tracksuit
clothes.
and my cap.
Choreographers
wear caps. I was wearing my cap. I was like, right, running my first rehearsal. And then we had a filming day. And it was just
speedy.
Yeah, I want to keep working in music videos.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll work together again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, you have got a show coming up. Isn't it next week?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Just fun tomorrow.
It's at the Leicester Curve Theatre.
Yeah.
With Cathartic Party Theatre, performing a show called The Role of a Lifetime, right?
You're so good.
How's it going?
Really good. Oh my gosh, yeah. So this is an unpaid project, but I'm so glad that we're doing it because it's just good to be in rehearsals and meeting people and practicing skills and building new skills. We're doing stage combat. We did some more intimacy coordination work that I've done before. Company are able to pay for the whole week of accommodation in Leicester for the festival. So it's part of the National Student Drama Festival and STF. Which I've heard about before, but I haven't taken part in before. But it's a week-long festival with selected plays. So well done to my friends for being selected. And there's workshops and talks and well-being things, and you get to see plays and a great networking opportunity. So we can be there for the whole week if we want to be, which is amazing.
Lovely.
But yeah, it's been an expensive month, living off meal deals. Bless Tesco's in central London. At wonderful Theatre Deli, which is a fantastic space if you don't know it. Theatre Deli has loads of rehearsal rooms and a really nice cafe, and it has calm rooms where you can go in and
lovely.
Unwind for a second, and they put on shows there as well, works in progress and cabarets and all sorts of things. Amazing space. So really grateful to have spent March doing that. And it's the first time is it the first time? Yeah, maybe. First time I'm playing a non-binary trans-masculine character, which is awesome for me, and nice to kind of be like, hello, I play these roles. Which is awesome.
And you know these guys from past life,
yes.
don't you?
So Heather Collier, who wrote it, and Emma Large, who's directing it. I think Heather's also they're both co-directing it. We're both cohorts. No, they were in my uni cohort. They were friends of mine at uni. And they both did drama and English, and I did drama single honours. We kind of loosely stayed in touch a little bit over the last few years, but very much wanted to work together, and we finally made it happen. I think we've all been doing different work, and I think they've been doing lots of work and had lots of success, actually, doing really, really well. But it's not necessarily the work they want to do. So they're like, we're going to do this project, and that's really nice.
Yeah, this is something we want to do.
Yeah. And
wait,
Yeah, and they invited me to audition for this part. I couldn't audition. I had no time. I was swamped with teaching prep. So I was like, I'm sorry, I can't tape for it. And I also was like, I haven't done a play in ages, and I've moved away from like play acting, like plays. So I was kind of like, I'm not sure, haven't got time. Anyway, they said, we'd like to offer it to you, even though you can't tape for it or come in for it, which is amazing. I've noticed more and more people are asking me to do stuff, which is a lovely sign that things are progressing a little bit. Really nice after all the grafting and all the hard work and the networking.
It feels like a bit of a slog at the
it
beginning.
Really is. It's nice that I'm now at a point where this is what I hoped for, that more people would come to me first.
Yes.
Which is nice. So yeah, I'm absolutely honoured that they asked me. And there were some things at the beginning of it that were quite tricky. I think that playing like this particular role was quite a heavy role in terms of the gender stuff. It's not exactly a queer joy kind of show.
Oh no. But it's called The Role of a Lifetime.
It's not what you think. It's not what you think. Just a couple of other my own personal anxiety things to work through, but they responded to it really well at the start, which has set us up really nicely.
Good.
It's been really cool. It's had its moments, but overall I've loved it, and I think having got through a bit of the sticky stuff towards the start, we're on really good track. I'm just loving it. I'm just loving being in rehearsals every day, or most days, and just working on something and developing my skills, and and remembering I'm an actor as well. Oh gosh, I can analyse and dissect a monologue, and I can perform it, hopefully. But yeah, just develop loads of skills and a really nice team, and it's a really important show. Basically, it's a show that explores the competition between women. Toxic competition between women and putting each other down, and I'm the non-binary AFAB non-binary person within
the rogue.
that. And they go, what? Who are you? What? And then we realise that we all actually have lots in common and we're fighting the same fight under the patriarchy, and we're all sperm.
Correct. If you take anything away from today, guys, it's that we're all sperm. So.
Yes, an absurdist, wacky world of the play, but exploring very real, important themes, which is a great way to do it sometimes.
Well, you're going to have an exciting week next week, aren't you?
Can't wait. Yeah.
How important is it to you that people support new work? You know, not just performing in it, but just going to watch it.
It's very important.
Watch your friends.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh my gosh, so important. It's really hard and commendable to put on your own stuff, and sometimes you don't have the funding that you wish you had for it. So supporting them is basically how they will be able to make that possible again, or take that project further. So if you want to support your friends or believe in a project, it's very important to give what you can.
And also, I guess you don't know where these things might end up going in the future. Like
don't.
Operation Mincemeat, for example.
Yeah, you don't know where
just a
things
little
will go.
fringe show
Yeah.
all those years ago. Look at it now.
Agreed. But I think also that new work is important because we need new work.
Yeah, we can't keep rehashing that old stuff, can we?
Oh.
There's only so many times you can put on Oklahoma, guys.
Oh, yeah. Great musical. Yes, in some ways. But I think there's like, for example, there's things, if you look at musical theatre, in mainstream musical theatre, there's things that I think are awesome and lots of things that I think need to change. And it's not very easy to change the already standardised shows in the West End that are keeping the industry going financially, perhaps. Maybe to some extent, and I don't know enough about that to comment on it too deeply, but they are standardised, and they're probably not going to change because they're a formula that work and that bring in audiences. Even if we can see there's problems maybe within certain things, or they're not inclusive in a way that they could be, given the more that we know about different people now. So the new work is where you can start to see that change. So one of the things that I'm looking forward to seeing is musicals that are more inclusive from the off in terms of their casting. For example, the vocal range will be kind of suited to the actor they want, maybe. And that's more possible to do in a work in progress than it is in a show that is, like, for example, the MC cannot be played by somebody who does not have that vocal range, despite what gender they might be. Does that make sense? Like, I couldn't, for example, go and play the MC because I don't meet the vocal range.
But you're so good at it.
Thank you. And I did do the MMC in my the MC in my MMC show. So, like, you know, that doesn't work. The cast director has said to me, we can't do that because that is, it would completely change the entire orchestration of the show. However, a newer musical, and actually a different top casting director in London, said to me, I'm looking forward to the shows that are a bit more inclusive to somebody like you. There are more non-binary roles, or more roles that, can the pronouns of the character and the vocal range of the character can fit the actor they want for the part, maybe.
And I feel like
they just set up in a different way
into it, and not like the reason they're there is not because they are non-binary. The story's not about that. They're just there. They just fit in. Like it's not. You don't have to highlight it because.
No,
there's nothing to be highlighted. It's fine.
They're just there. It's important to tell more stories about it.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I would say that there would be projects where you would specifically ask for a non-binary person or a trans-masculine or a trans-feminine person, because that is, I think representation is actually essential. When it's done properly, it's essential and not an afterthought. And also we want to tell more stories that have those people in them. But you're right, at the same time, even if it's not the focus of the show, those actors should still be given a shot to be in the production alongside their peers, and they can make it
and it's not a
work
big
for them.
deal.
It's not a big deal, no.
How nice. I think everyone can probably see that you have your fingers, arms and legs in so many different pies.
I'm a jellyfish or an
You
octopus.
are some sort of wiggly jellyfish. What makes you want to do so many different things and not just go, right, I'm just gonna be a dance teacher?
I have that thought a lot. Why don't I just
so
do
much easier if I
this?
just did one thing.
Oh man, I think who I am on a personal level as a creative, I just have lots of things that I like, and I have lots of different ways I like to express myself, and I have very often gone, right, it would be much easier if I did less things and just did these few things really well. And there's different opinions and a piece of advice that I've got and different perspectives on that. The one that I like is that someone said, I don't want you to feel like you have to stop doing certain things that you're passionate about, you know, if they're part of the way that you express yourself. But you just need to know which one's in the driver's seat at whatever time. I had a mentor last year, which is really helpful. And I have sort of honed in a bit more on where I want to focus. So I'm not looking at, you know, if it ever came my way, I'd be open to it potentially. I always want to build new. I am someone who wants to always build new skills and you know, learn new things, which is probably part of it as well. I'm always like, oh, mocap sounds good, or this sounds good, or that sounds good. Voice acting, you know, all these things. But I think that I've had to go, okay, I'm not going to pursue screen acting right now. I'm not going to pursue stage plays, even if they come my way for you know, and I haven't had an audition.
You've asked.
Fabulous.
But
but I'm not necessarily pursuing that so much. But I am focusing on dance and I am focusing on musical theatre, and those are like, to hone it down to those has really helped. Also knowing that my multifacetedness is also an asset.
Yes.
Working out how to juggle everything so that it is an asset rather than something that is overwhelming is a skill that I'm developing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there are you know, jobs and things that I do where sometimes someone who is just that and is absolutely great at that thing, of course they get the job because they do nothing else but that.
Yeah.
But then if they're thrown something else, they're not necessarily great at adapting to it, you know. Whereas I can then go, oh yeah, I also do this, so that's no problem.
Oh yeah, this one time
That's
I
no
actually did this job.
So in the Goddexes of Beatbox, even though it is a singing and I'm a vocalist on that one, I am like the dancer of the group.
Yeah.
So then they sometimes like they're quite happy to let me be the dancer, and I will improvise as best I can to the beats that they're making, which is quite cool. So it gives them something else to play with. If they need someone to sort of like offer movement ideas rather than everyone feeling awkward, I can probably help with that. You know. Yeah, we have a choreographer, but also you know, if they need someone to pitch in or to sort of captain that, you know, I can be movement captain or something. And then there's lots of dancers that don't really know how to act, and I am a dancer who acts.
Yeah.
More than a dancer.
I've seen that face moving.
So I very much, so it's really interesting because even if I'm not acting, like I am an actor in a play, I am always bringing acting and storytelling into an emotion into what I'm doing, whether that's a song or a dance, or that's always part of what I do, and I think that becomes a USP. With the MMC, whilst it's been musical theatre and it's now going to be very different and be a dance thing, what I would love eventually to see, if this project continues on, which I hope it does, and just becomes something that just keeps me creatively nourished through and through all the trials and tribulations, is to then bring in other elements. So it might remain a dance show if that's my main focus, but it will have live singers and it will have multimedia and it will have live musicians and, you know, maybe moments of dialogue or something. And because I have all those skills, I can facilitate that and produce that. And then it kind of, I suppose, becomes representative of me. Yeah. Seagulls in Watford. So I'm keen to not stop myself from expressing myself in the ways that I want to. It's just a case of honing down where I can, finding a way to not be overwhelmed by it all, but to balance it in a way that it becomes an asset and something that makes people want to employ me.
Yeah.
But it's also really good because I suppose it keeps different work coming in, which is also really interesting.
Yeah.
I have a dopamine chasing brain.
Mm-hmm.
So to go, I'm really bored of that. Something else now is really nice.
Which thing is bringing me the most joy
exactly.
right now?
Yeah, like I'm being asked to movement direct and choreograph. But I also want to dance. I also want to do musical theatre.
Yeah.
I'm doing a play. I teach. There's so many wonderful things that I do, and I love that all those things are different parts of me and different things I can bring to the world, and ways I can express myself. And sometimes I literally, if I spend all day, if I spend like a whole week dancing and I'm bogged down, I'll then just sing. But I'll sing for my soul, around the house as like a different way to express myself. If one form of expression has become too much work.
Yeah.
So,
I'm tired.
these are all my natural ways of expressing myself. So if one becomes too worky, the other one I can then go to the other one for support and soul expression, which is really nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's maybe feeling a bit lost within their career or within the industry, or maybe he's feeling a bit stuck in a box?
Well, firstly, we've all been there. Very much not alone. I think I'm still lost. I feel like I'm making moves, I'm getting further, but then also going back and also being lost. So that feeling of being lost as a creative, or for any adult, but I think when you're a creative, there's a specific kind of feeling lost that I very much understand. I think it's paying attention to what radiates you and what drains you, what feels in alignment and what feels out of alignment. These are all things that I've got from my mentor over the last year. So if you are feeling drained by your teaching job, there's different routes, there's different options in there. You can look for a different job, or if you'd rather stay in that job because it fits your routine, financially is good, you like the people, whatever it is, which is all very valid, then it's kind of finding a different way to approach it. Okay, so what are you teaching? Can you teach something that like, for example, I like to use my choreography and I can use it elsewhere. Like with my kids' classes, it's my own creative vision that I feel very passionate about within my kids' dance. Or recently I've been asked to do some more advanced locking choreography, which is awesome, and I'm going to use that to create my first concept video with Funk of the Future. Creating material for something else that is more exciting can be good. Allowing yourself to change your approach a little bit to it where you can. Keep things that radiate you. Someone gave some very good advice recently about longevity in the creative industries. How can you do this for the long term without going absolutely insane, which is something we're all very close to sometimes. And it's having a life away from trying to make this career happen. Nourish your life away from the work, and of course, like, we do this because we love it, so it's part of who you are and your self-expression, etc. But it is also your working energy. So much stuff that we do for this is unpaid, whether that's like checking your spotlight or updating your spotlight or networking or going on social media or traveling, doing your reels and all your things. All this unpaid stuff or things that you have to pay to do is all your working energy, and you can end up using that working energy 24 hours of the day or how long are you awake for, however long you're awake for. You're using that working energy because there's no one telling you to stop working sometimes. So I would just nourish your life outside of it. See your friends. Spend money on a nice coffee. Go and do something you enjoy. Have a hobby that is not creative, if you can. Or if it's still creative, that you're not pursuing professionally.
You're not trying to make money out of it.
Yeah, I scrapbook. Granted, I scrapbook like my old show programs, but it's not my working energy. It's thinking about the thing that I love and all the nice moments of it, but it's I'm not trying to be a professional scrapbooker. Or if you play a sport or something, like just how, and your relationships, and make time for your friends and family where you can. You can't always do that if you're on a job or something, but and all the clashes in schedules, but make sure you have a life away from trying to make your creative career happen. I think that's very important.
Very good advice. Very good.
You've got to do things that keep you happy. Life's too short.
Where can people follow your work?
You can follow me. I'm mostly active on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So you can follow me, Maya, Maya. Congratulations if you got that right. _ Waghorn, Waghorn. You can follow me mostly there. I have a link tree. I have a spotlight. You can also follow Maya Musical Collective, which is linked in the Maya Waghorn account. That's mostly where I operate.
And if you're looking for a freelancer dancer, go and hire them immediately. Thank you very much.
If you're looking for, should I just list all the things that I'm going to do?
These are the things I could do for you.
What can I do for you? I can be an actor, dancer, singer, an adult play shop facilitator, an arts facilitator in general. Whatever your inquiry is, I'm open to it. I'm about to start offering private lessons, probably let's say ages 18 plus. And I can offer that in dance. I can also help you with singing, or if you've got a monologue or public speaking, or just need a bit of advice, a bit of support to build your confidence. I'm also going to start offering mentorship to aspiring and emerging performers and creatives. So if you're aged 18 plus and are figuring out what you need to do next, what you want to do next, who you are, all that jazz, I can help with that. And I'm a choreographer for music video, for stage, a movement director for those things as well. I'm also a bit of a model. I'd like some more modelling work, please.
Thank you very much.
I enjoy styling, and singing also includes function singing, so I'm open to doing weddings and pride events and other events that you might need me for. So yeah, and if there's something that you're not sure who you need to turn to, I also have quite a big network. So if you reach out to me, either I can do it, or if not, I will tell you about 10 different people who probably can do it for you.
Point you in the right
direction. I can
direction.
point you in the right direction, because I'm also secretly an agent. And I love helping other people find work. So yeah. I think that covers everything.
There we go. I think we're in double digits.
Here is my trumpet.
Bum, 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 bum. Have you got any podcast recommendations?
Ooh.
Do you listen to podcasts at all?
The Theatre Mum.
My God. Who said that?
I don't listen very often, but yes, sometimes I do, and I really love the classic Desert Island Discs. How to Fail with Elizabeth Day. Do you know that one?
No, I don't know that one.
Excellent podcast. Elizabeth Day interviews lots of different people, lots of people in the creative industry, but also sports people and other public personalities, and asks them about their 5 failures. And the whole ethos of the podcast is, from failure we learn how to succeed better. It's fantastic. I particularly love the episode with Andrew Scott and Daisy Edgar Jones. Yeah, there's loads of amazing people on that podcast. Inside Theory is Christy Lee Manning's podcast, and she's also like me and does lots of different things within the creative industries, and has a podcast for creatives and performers. And if you're into dance, the Capsule podcast is a great dance podcast as well.
Excellent. Well, that's it. We've made it. Thank you so much,
Maya. Oh my gosh,
Maya.
that was actually short.
And all the seagulls that are using their leaf blowers out there have been enjoying it as well, I'm sure.
It's been absolutely wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much for asking me.
Pleased
it's been a pleasure to reconnect with you.
Hooray!
And talk your ear off.
Yes. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Come back next time. From one creative to another. Break a leg, guys.
We salute you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bum, bum, bum.